What is going on, everyone? I'm Ethan, also known as Ragnarocked, and yes, I know I'm somewhat late to the party, but I tried to make a video along these lines yesterday and had a bunch of technical difficulties, so I wasn't able to get it up as soon as I wanted, but nonetheless, I'm doing it again. It would be silly not to give you guys my thoughts, so welcome to my super unprofessional breakdown / analysis video for the most recent trailer for The Last of Us Part 2. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate our kiss from last night?
Okay, so right off the bat, as I was just watching that back, I've seen this however many times, but I only just realized, is that weed? Ellie, what? Obviously, the kiss that Dina is referring to is the same one that set the internet on fire at E3 last year. I was discussing this with my friend, but we both had this idea that the cutscene with said kiss may actually be right at the start of the game. If it's not the opening scene, then it will definitely be very soon after. So here we get a nice shot of, I guess, another area around Tommy's Dam from the first game. It's nice to see that after 5 years, Ellie is still here, as of course this is where her and Joel were heading back to at the end of The Last of Us. It looks like things have been going well here and the community is thriving. The amount of people on screen really give off that home feeling.
Look who decided to join us.
Here we get another brief look at Jesse, who made his debut in the E3 2018 trailer. Jesse previously mentioned that Joel lectured him about his patrol, so clearly he is some kind of patrol leader in the community, and you can see here that it looks like he's ready to go out on said patrol, so that's a fun little connection to make from the last trailer.
Alright. You all know the drill. Run your routes. Mark your logbooks. You run into anything you can't handle.
Okay, so this was something that caught my eye and got me thinking. I haven't really seen anyone else talk about this, so I figured I would, and that is about Ellie wearing a gas mask while she's in an infected area. We obviously know that Ellie is immune to it and has no problem breathing in the spores as seen in the first game, so why is she wearing one here? If I had to guess, it would be that she is hiding the fact that she is immune to it, and what her and Joel said about not telling anyone about her condition still stands. I'm curious to see if that has a deeper meaning to it.
Ellie!
There are a few interesting things to talk about when it comes to this shot, but first of all, this is our first proper look at a clicker in part 2. Yeah, you could see them super briefly at the end of the Paris Games Week trailer, but this is our first close-up shot. Wonderful pair of boobs for a mushroom lady, I must say. The other interesting thing is that it's kind of hard to tell if this is gameplay or a cutscene, as we can see Ellie unconscious, or days from the fall she took leaving Dina to defend her. I think it would be cool if we got to play as Dina, as it would give us some kind of attachment before she is inevitably killed off, or so we may think.
You come back.
Dina, where are you? Get off me! Please stop! No!
So this entire sequence must be showing us a chain of events that sends Ellie on this downward spiral of vengeance. While out on their patrol, Ellie and Dina clearly got separated at some point. Ellie is out here searching for her, and it would appear she finally finds her at last, but not how she imagined. You can see it in her face as she opens the door that this is wrong, and seeing her pinned to the ground begging for those people to stop what they're doing is absolutely harrowing, and gives me chills every time I watch the trailer.
Tommy.
Our boy Tommy makes his first part 2 appearance here, and it's so nice to see him. He's one of those that I didn't think I would be as happy to see until I saw him, but he must be coming over to try and comfort Ellie after the tragic event we previously saw. Just look at him standing there with his tub of lasagna or whatever, like, hey Ellie, sorry about your girlfriend.
I have to finish it.
Can we take a moment to just appreciate the shot and how beautiful it looks? Honestly, there are so many screenshot-worthy moments from this trailer, but that's not what I stopped for. What I did stop for was to make a note about the horse, as we have seen it obviously a few times throughout the trailer so far, and that leads me to believe that the game overall will be a lot more open if we need this horse to traverse it. When I say open, I don't mean open world, but along the lines of some of the areas from Uncharted 4 and Uncharted The Lost Legacy.
You have no idea what you're walking into.
What are you doing?
You don't know how large that group is, how armed.
So there Tommy was warning Ellie about her plan and that she doesn't know what she's getting herself into, and he is right. Ellie doesn't know any more about the Seraphites than we players do, but it pans over some enemies in the subway and then to this shot here of this guy. Not entirely sure who he is or if he really is anyone important, but I feel like they wouldn't put him in the trailer for no reason. But if I had to guess, I'd say he must be pretty high up in the Seraphites cult, and it looks like the guy in the chair is in for a bad time, as that's what tends to happen to people the Seraphites get their hands on. We still don't really know what the Seraphites' intentions are in part 2, but we will just have to wait and see.
I don't care. You can't stop this.
Bloaters are back and looking more deadly than ever. I'm curious to see if there will be more infected variants in part 2, and I wonder if in 5 years bloaters could have developed into something even nastier. Also, just think about the new death animations bloaters may have now, and that Ellie is now at a suitable age to get her skull ripped apart like Joel did in the first game. Yikes. On top of infected, it would appear that we now have Dog to go against also. This is a first for this series and I'm intrigued to see how they integrated into the general gameplay, or this might even just be a cutscene type thing. I always dislike having to kill dogs in games, but looking at this one, we're not gonna have much choice.
What the hell are you doing here?
You think I'd let you do this on your own?
At long last, we finally get to see Joel. So for all of you who thought he was dead, you can hush now. He's alive and kicking, and he looks great. Even parted his hair a little differently. I loved this part of the trailer because it would appear that Joel knew Ellie was going to get herself into trouble and followed after her. Not sure if Tommy went back and told him, or he just had a feeling she was leaving, but it's good to know that Joel is still there for her, even though their relationship seems kinda strained. I just love how you can see in Ellie's face that she knows it's Joel and instantly calms down. Him telling her, "Did you really think I'd let you do this on your own?" was just the perfect way to end the trailer. Joel and Ellie are back in action, and I'd imagine that Joel will function much in the same way that Ellie did in the first game, and yes, I'm sure we'll get to play as him again. Last but not least, we have the release date, which is the 21st of February 2020, which really is not that far away at all. It will be here before we know it. I already have my collector's edition pre-ordered. I'm so excited. That's gonna be the end of this breakdown / analysis video, if you can even call it that. I really hope you enjoyed. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to those of you that have subscribed for my part 2 content. It really does mean a lot to me and makes me more happy than you would ever know to read and respond to your comments. Being able to make videos and talk about my favorite game with you all is truly special to me and is exactly what I wanted from making videos. This is just scratching the surface of videos we can make. Today is actually Outbreak Day, so all of the journalist impressions, gameplay and whatever else will be up today, so I'll try my best to cover all of that too. Once again, thanks so much for watching. I've been Ethan, also known as Ragnarocked, and I will see you in the next video.